Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Action Toon Bros.
Woo!
I am your host, Ben Sturgeon, and with me is the main man himself, Matt Lewis.
Hell yeah! Action Toon Bros.
Yes, so we're nearing the finish of the series.
Yeah, we're winding down.
Yeah, it's getting there. Spoilers for you guys, there's only 10 episodes, so this episode and the next one we do for Castlevania, and that'll be it.
Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah, we literally can see the finish line. From the last time we talked about it, when we wrapped up Season 3, you were really getting into it, and Season 3 was a really strong season.
I loved Season 3, and I'm hoping to love Season 4 as much, because, that Season 3 was fucking fantastic. Just all the new stuff.
And then, it gets, I think you and I can agree, this gets weird.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad season. It's not as strong. It is slightly less strong than Season 3. You can definitely tell with things that happen. But it's just weird.
I feel like it. Well, we're going to get into it when we get into it. But
right.
I feel like it's like it feels like a little bit of an epilogue to Season 3. Because wrapping up some plot lines and introducing a little bit of other stuff, but like for the most part, it's like I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how we feel about it at the end of the actual collection of episodes.
Absolutely. Opening thoughts and stuff like that. But you and I can. It's just like, you're right. There's no other way to describe it until we just go into it. Really.
Of course.
Sorry, no segue this time. It's we will start though with Season 4, Episode 1. Murder wakes it up.
What a weird intro.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
It opens on Trevor and Sypha just traveling down the road after the end of last season in Lindenfeld.
Exactly. Actually, it starts off with 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
And then, of course, like what happened in the ending of Season 3, it was Sypha, what happened? Why did this go so wrong? And, Trevor being like, we lived a few months of your life, now we're living mine.
Yeah, we see them fighting some very fucking, generic skeletons in tattered outfit.
Yep.
Yeah, somebody
in a forest. This is 5 weeks, by the way, ago now.
Mm-hmm.
But then as they're fighting skeletons
and monsters and random vampires and just
no. In this forest, it's literally just a bunch of skeletons. But there's also one necromancer kind of vampire guy, and of course he dies. And Sypha's like, find a more safe place to pee next time, will you?
Yeah.
Cut to 4 weeks ago, which what was 4 weeks ago?
Let's see, was it another random fight where they had some night creatures?
Yeah, I think it was like a bunch. It's just another fight. There was a few night creatures and a few night creatures.
Were little goblin-looking ones?
Oh no, it was the ones in the village where they interrupted their praying to a portrait of Vlad Dracula Tempest.
Oh, yeah. I was saying the ones where they when she was she cussed because she was like, God, this is fucking ridiculous, or whatever.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Literally, they're fighting goblins in a field, and she's just like, shit! Trevor's just like, I'm sorry, what did you say? She's like, I said shit, okay? He's like, yeah, you just never curse. And she literally goes on a rant about how everything was fine until she met him.
Yeah.
And as he's like, wait, is it my fault? Yes, everything's your fault. And it's hilarious because Sypha actually gets so pissed off because she's just like, shut the fuck up, I'm talking here. Cut to 2 weeks ago, where you see this weird cult going on with a vampire sacrificing a bunch of decrepit old townsfolk guys.
Yeah, and sacrificing kids, or is this later?
That's the next one. This one is just the townsfolk, where of course Trevor and Sypha break in, kill the vampire, and they see and Sypha's like, wait a minute, look at this. There's a sigil. There's a bunch of sigils and stuff here. It's a cult about it's like an incantation to bringing someone back.
Yeah.
And Trevor's just like, don't tell me. It says, and she's like, yeah, it says Vlad Dracula Tempest. And then both of them, in one of my favorite scenes in episode 1, look directly at the audience. Why the fuck would anyone do that? And all the townsfolk are just dead silent, shrugging. No? Would you do that? Nah, this is just getting better and better. I wish I could fucking kill you twice. Cut to 1 week ago, where you see another weird cult. Only this time, all of the villagers are getting the shit beat out of them, and a few children, as well as some other people, are on the chopping block, literally about to get their heads cut off.
Are they human cultists?
Yeah, they're all human.
Yeah.
This one is they're all human.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, of course, Trevor and Sypha come in, where Sypha's like, We're not gonna talk to them because they're trying to kill kids here.
Yeah, they fuck these
and
people.
so they fuck them up, and all of the villagers are saved. And then you see the shrine that's like in front of it, where you see a statue of the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, a big Grim Reaper statue.
And this is where one of the most interesting things of all Castlevania, like even season 3, season 2, whatever.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting things pops up because they're talking about death. Now, for those of you who, are for some reason younger than 18 listening to this, the concept of death, the Grim Reaper and all that stuff, to us that's natural because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But in this world, apparently, there is no psychopomp known as death. There is no Grim Reaper. But apparently, people still worship it anyway. They worship death anyway.
Yeah, he does describe that it is... he just says, the Grim Reaper is like a being that people associate with the actual concept of death.
Yeah, it's just like a personification, pretty much, of actual literal death, so that they can understand death more. And
they're saying that they worship this thing, but he says it's just like it's just like a creature, like a vampire, but it's not strong enough to pull somebody out of hell. He
can't actually ferry souls to there. That he feeds on death itself, pretty much. Cut to them okay.
Oh no, they don't they find on something. They say where can they find? They have the people have some kind of amulet or something with them that he.
Yeah, they have some some artifacts or something. It's
only one person get this.
Yeah, where do they get this? And then
they say
we cut to there's only one place. They go back to Targovista.
Or they're in some kind of weird farmhouse fighting more vampires.
No, you're jumping again.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is just them walking through the town. It is decrepit. A lot of people are either literally.
Well, I think it starts with them fighting 2 vampires in a tomb.
Not yet.
Are you sure? I don't think they go to the village until afterwards.
No, they arrive in They arrive in Targovista and look at the city a little bit because you get to see what the city's like. That night they go to
the tomb,
to the barn house.
Yeah.
And that's when you get to meet 2. Oh no!
Told you. Yeah.
No. You're right.
Targovista, they're in some kind of sewer tomb.
They were in an armory of some sort.
Yeah.
You're right. This time I had it wrong.
Yeah, and they fight two random vampires with a bunch of magical tools and shit.
And they're like, wow. And even because you're right, because this is when Trevor's like, hold on, pulls out a knife, a weird ornate looking knife. He's just like, huh.
Yeah.
I like this. Puts it away. And then he's just like, what are they doing, with these magical tools and stuff? It's like, I don't know. And as they're walking out, you see in the distance and in a tower 2 vampires with a few night creatures. Yeah. And one of them is with a very thick Cockney accent.
Voiced by Malcolm McDowell, of course, the huge actor from a bajillion things.
Wait, what was the name again?
Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, Malcolm McDowell, yeah. Fucking Malcolm McDowell.
But you don't need me to describe actor. You don't need me to tell you.
For them, for the listeners, yes. But you and I both know that name quite well.
Of course, from the famous Clockwork Orange, but also I know him from what the heck is his name? Rob Zombie Halloweens. He plays Loomis, and also a ton of movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes,
huge, massive actor in a bajillion things.
Seriously, he's one of the bigger ones. And of course, he's just although I will say I didn't know he voiced this guy.
Varney?
Yeah. He's like, don't. Is that a speaker magician? Is that the one wearing the Belmont crest? Shit, these fucks. And his comrade, quite literally, his comrade, who is very thick Russian accent.
Yeah, is Ratko, voiced by Titus Welliver.
Which one's Titus Welliver?
Have you seen Lost?
I've heard of it.
Okay, well, he's the man in black in Lost. He's also Silas from Deadwood. He's from Sons of Anarchy. He's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's a huge actor.
For those of you who know those shows, that's who Ratko is. I've seen him before. Yes, I know him by look. But yeah, they're both sitting there, like, oh,
they're both
boy,
sitting on top of the barn thing, watching, like, what the hell are these two?
Yeah, like, oh my goodness, like, this is not good at all. And of course, Barney has to pull we don't know his name, but his name's Barney. He has to pull don't they know who I fucking am? And of course, Ratco is just like, ugh, here we go again.
Yeah.
I'm Barney, the nightmare, as in night, Mayor.
Yeah.
Of London, and blah, blah, blah. I was the first of Dracula's court, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's talking up exactly. A shitstorm. And of course, he's just like, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. We need to start replanning. Let's go back to the nest.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Dracula's castle, where we see even more pikes of people.
Yeah, we see tons more bodies and also night creatures impaled on things as well.
Mixed with night creatures.
We also see that Sumi and Taka.
Sumi and Taka.
Sumi and Taka. Yeah, their bodies are way more decrepit. So after the last couple month or so, it's been 2 months.
Month or two,
and then
or
a number
something
of
like
other what's it called? So just everyone's very
And everyone's poster child, Alucard. He walks out. And it's like, oh, Alucard, what's the first thing he's going to do? He takes a piss and comments how he needs to drink more water because it's coming out as scabs and wax. I'm like, our hero, everyone.
Yeah, one of the great guys, all dirty, and he's just kind of walking
as he's doing that, a horse appears.
Yep.
Yes, horse.
Yeah, with a dead guy riding on the back of it with a little note in his thing.
Yeah, with a little note in his hand saying, like, hey, we're in a dynasty. We need, the Alucard. And even he's just like, what's with the anymore? So he apparently, the people of dynasty are asking for help. And they want the Alucard to help. And turns it around, there's a little map. And first thing Alucard does is tells the horse to stop backsassing.
Yeah, of course.
Because apparently he can talk to animals now. But then he's like, then he actually gets a shovel and buries the body.
Yeah.
I get that.
Feeds the horse some hay and
some hay, some water and stuff like that. And then, he's just, the way this episode ends is amazing.
Yeah.
Because after he does all of this, he goes and he goes to wash his face. He stares in the mirror, and the only thing he can say is, oh my god, I'm turning into Belmont.
Yeah, exactly.
Episode end. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
When I first watched this episode, the only thing I could say was, what the fuck is going on?
Well,
I get that. He's highly depressed because his two lovers, they literally fucked him over.
Yeah,
quite literally, because they were about to fucking murder him, and so he's going through depression. Like anyone would, by putting sticks up people's butts and just sticking them on your yard and pissing it, and literally drinking a diet of wine. So like I said, very weird first episode.
Well, immediately everyone's down once again. I like how it starts with everybody immediately down once again. Like after all the stuff they went through at the end of the season, the beginning, they're all shitty and everything's bad and they're depressed and everything's bad again. It's just like, oh.
And it kind of picks up a little bit more. We're getting a little bit more. First off, we get death.
Yeah.
Death is introduced. I'm not going to say much about death right now. But
even I knew through cultural osmosis that in several of the games you do fight the Grim Reaper in Castlevania games. I knew that much.
I think that boss specifically is quite literally the one boss that is in every single thing with Castlevania. But aside from that, you also know that we also found out that it all came back to where it all began.
Yep.
For those of you who just decided to either just join in on Season 4, which why would you do that? Weirdo. Or, if it's been a while since you've seen Season 1, Targovishta is where Dracula's wife died.
Yeah, and the first city that he began his campaign of killing and night creature making from.
Yep. So, it literally was where it all began. I'm not even going to ask a question because there's not really much to go off right now.
Yeah, if we didn't know where people are going to go from here, it'd be like, what the fuck's going on? And like, but it's just like basic setup for like, okay, yeah, now they know about the plot to bring back Dracula, which people did nobody besides Saint Germain in last season see that portal was opened up near where Dracula was in hell. Was it just Saint Germain who saw that?
It was Saint Germain and Sypha and Trevor.
Did they actually like see that the portal opened up to them?
Yeah, well, yeah, because when they went down to the basement, it was already open, showing them hell, and it actually showed Dracula there, and they're just like, yeah, that's why they're like, we need to close this now, kind of thing. Yeah. So only 3 people know this. But you know what? This is so dreary. We have 2 depressed people literally doing nothing but acting. Reacting and everything like that. Of course. Doing nothing but reacting. We have a once again depressed Alucard.
Exactly.
Who got shit over again. I think we need a change of scenery.
Of course.
So let's go to episode 2. Having the world. Where we start off in, well, you guess it, Casa de Carmilla.
Yeah, one of my favorite places in the whole series.
I mean, well, it seems to be the most vibrant, let's be real.
Hector's kind of just wandering around the castle being suspicious. He's kind of
what are you talking about? He's being totally normal. Yeah, he's got free reign of the castle.
Yeah, sticking weird rocks into crevices in the wall, filling up walls, like looking around.
Giving shoe sniffing vampire wizards wine in exchange for maps of hell. You know, normal shit.
Yeah, of course. We see that he has a transmission mirror now, and he's in contact with people.
He's in contact with, well, surprise, surprise, with
Varney.
Motherfucking Varney. Who apparently is that's coincidence. Never mind.
He reveals that there is another transmission mirror in Tarkovishta that they can. Does he know that there's a larger one here? Is that what he's saying?
No. He doesn't know about. He doesn't know anything. All we know is that he's in contact with Varney, and they're both working to bring Dracula back. That's all we know.
Yeah. And that was in his private room because then he goes to his main giant base to Devil Forge and he sees Lenore there greeting him like, hey, what's going on? He's like,
oh my god. And remember how last season it was Striga and Morana were adorable? These 2 fuckers. Son of a bitch. He is literally a slave to her will.
Yeah.
But they are so goddamn cute.
They're ridiculous.
But it's just hilarious because, Hector is working on an ingot, like using an ingot.
Yeah.
And he goes to use it, but it breaks. Yeah. And he's just like, they weren't made to my specifications. And, Lenore is horrifying him with very strange innuendos as he's making his tool, his bloody hammer.
Dick metaphors for his hammer that he uses.
Yes, and of course, long and short of it, Hector is like, these ingots need to be good so I can make my hammer. Lenore's like, well, why don't you just use a fucking hammer? Like any other different hammer. Or maybe use some different kind of tool or something.
Yeah.
And of course, knowing what we've already know, Hector kind of describes to new character, Forge Masters have different tools. He needs a hammer, like Isaac needs a knife. And he needs to make it from scratch, pretty much.
Yeah, and also she begins to say, like, I'm a little bit worried about whatever Camilla's plan is. We're still going forward with it, but she's been a little weird.
Yeah, she's acting a little weird, and I mean, right now it feels like my time of being a diplomat is kind of ending. And he's like, oh, so they're sidelining you? She's like, not exactly.
Yeah, like no, she plans on like conquering more, and I don't know what I'm gonna do if that's the situation, but we'll see.
But then she's also like, and you're gonna have to come up with something to tell her because she's being very cross right now. And he's like, well, I mean, you have been sticking up for me, so thanks for that.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you're just gonna tell me to work faster, right? Well, I have to make this, or else nothing comes out of the tip. It's like, oh my god.
They're so gross and funny.
They're
very cute, but they're funny. Yeah,
they're cute, but seriously, with all that kind
ridiculous.
of talk. Speaking of which, after that, she goes and to Carmilla.
Talks to Carmilla. She goes over again, like, I took things from those stupid old crazy men, and I'm gonna take all I can.
At first, it was just, it was Brayla and, like, their little continent. Then, when Lenore is like, what's your ambitions? Like, what's your end game? Will you be satisfied with that? Carmilla goes a little fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like kind of ape shit a little bit.
Ripping down her blinds and saying, like, all these stupid old men, they didn't believe us, and they said, dude, they told us women to shut up and...
Yeah, told us women to be women and shut up in the past, and, we proved them wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna take everything from them. I'll take the whole world.
I'm taking everything. Yeah, literally revealing to Lenore, hey, I'm gonna take over the whole goddamn world. You know why? Because stupid, evil men rule it, and I take things from stupid, evil men.
Yeah.
Her ambition from the very beginning.
She told Godbrand in the first season too, so yeah.
Yeah, but it gets brought back. And Lenore is actually very visibly shook by this.
Yeah, she's just like, okay.
And as all of this is going on, a blue light and a ting!
Finally.
And he made his fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Hector has his fucking
ready
hammer.
to go. And it's when we finally cut back to the scene I kept bringing up in the last episode about, like...
Abandoned barn.
Back to Sarkovishta. Yeah, now they're in a weird barn, fighting a bunch of idiot monsters, where Varney is kind of like... Varney and Radko are kind of just, like, sitting up on the bleachers looking down at them.
Shit, it's these two fucks again.
Yeah, alright.
Don't they know who I am? Shut the fuck up, Varney.
Yeah, as they just continue to beat up these random... night creatures, the goblin guy.
But as that happens, as they're kind of looking down and out for the count, and understandably tired after 6 fucking weeks of nothing but going and fighting things,
of course,
we see more people come in and fight.
Yeah, a couple of knights from Targovishta come in, and they start helping fight, but of course...
And they're led by a lady.
Yeah.
Just a lady.
Yeah.
Also known as Zamfir.
Yeah.
And Zamfir is, they did everything, and they're like, hey, thanks.
While they're fighting, like, the other two, like, out of the 3 knights, 2 of them get killed by night creatures, like idiots.
Of course, yeah.
And Zamfir's the only one who makes it out, whereas Trevor and Sypha just take out the rest of them really easily and say, like, hey, thanks for helping, I guess.
Yeah, and Zamfir's like, hey, no problem. Is everything else okay and everything like that? And they're like, well, we are, taking a look at this. And they're like, oh, that's wonderful. We could show you, I could show you everything about Targovishta and how wonderful we are. And the underground court. We'd love to have you in the underground court. What's the underground court? I don't trust you yet, I'm not going to tell you about the underground court.
You just follow me to town, and she kind of just wanders out of the building. They're like, she's weird.
Before that, actually, they look up and they actually do see 2 pairs of spread out wings flying away, knowing that they're still alive. They're like, shit. But then, as Zamfir is like, we'd love to have you in our wonderful city. In the wonderful Targovishta with the underground court, and they're like, okay, she's really weird right now, guys.
She's like, she seems nice, but she seems crazy. Like, she does seem crazy.
Yeah, and if I remember,
that's pretty much the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Really quick one.
So
it's mostly just the cool fight scene with the things, and then mostly just like Lenore or Carmilla being crazy, and
I was gonna say. So, The only thing I can say is how do you like Zamfir so far?
I think she's a very cool design. I like the night outfit. She has a cool haircut, but I'm kind of whatever about the character.
Yeah, same. She's dude, like I said at the beginning, this is just fucking weird.
Yeah, she's very bizarre. Actually, well, I'm gonna say we know how the rest of the season's gonna go, but I was expecting.
They don't know that.
Of course. I had high expectations for this character. I felt like she could join the good guy team or learn to kick ass or something. That'd be cool.
And by the way, this whole thing, hey, look, we're gonna talk about the underground court. Cool, take us there. No, I don't trust you. I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, something shady going on.
With everything that we've watched with other,
of course,
just other shows in general. It's just like, I don't like that.
She's very shady and suspicious.
Yeah, and very oof.
Yeah,
just oof.
Untrustworthy.
Well, I had no words. Literally, the only word I have for her is oof.
Yeah. But it was also seeing the new Targovishta Knights. I'm like, oh yeah, people can they're whatever. I see random people fighting night creatures. It's always interesting, but once again, they're very ineffective because they get fucking killed immediately. Right. Only one of them lives, but you know what? It's just whatever. They were there for fodder. Hey, they exist. I mean, not anymore, but they did. This exists. But that will lead us
straight into.
Nothing else besides just what's up with Zemfir?
So far,
is she a character from the game?
No, she's not. She's actually a brand new character.
Okay. I think she's might be the besides her and then Varney Racco. I think there's no other new character. Well, no, there's no other new characters introduced this season for the most part.
And to be quite honest, I mean, we've done 3 seasons of this. There's really nothing new. I mean, I guess my only question would be about the underground court, but you and I already know what's going on. So
hope that goes somewhere really cool.
I want to ask questions and stuff, but there's really nothing given to us yet.
Yeah, well, it's only the 2nd season, but still, it's
second episode. Not 2nd season. We're on season 4, my friend.
Well, I mean, for our normal show length, it's literally be 2nd season because it's only but whatever. It's very weird setup. We're still in the setup of the episode, but also I think at this point in the other seasons there was more of a overarching plot setup that was more clear. Right,
like in episode 1, the only big thing they set up was there's a few cults that wanted to bring Dracula back, and there was one that was quite literally a death cult.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess they both go hand in hand.
And for some reason they seem to be working out of Targovishta, which is why they're there in the first place.
So. Correct, yes. I mean, and when they were in that armory, they were able to find a magic weapon in there. Questions that will be answered.
But also, finally, Hector has his thing back. I mean,
and how Hector.
I guess we're seeing. Yeah, Carmilla's a little unstable, but that was nothing new.
Well, yeah. and we see that Hector is a lot more devious than we anticipated.
He's doing something. Then again,
he's doing something. And obviously, he doesn't want anyone to,
My mind went immediately to the what the fuck the monks and everybody was doing last season with the alchemy stuff all around.
Oh yeah, the whole fire thing.
Yeah, it could be a similar thing. Well, it's
but either way, I mean, what's going on there? And we learn that Lenore and Hector are weirdly cute.
Yeah, they're still.
Other than that, there's really nothing to ask.
Yeah,
because we really don't have anything else to go off.
And
of
also,
right now.
We finished talking about that episode under 10 minutes of that episode, so it was a very quick one.
Yeah, seriously, but. We can go straight into a little bit more of an interesting one. Episode 3, Walk Away. Well, no, we're going to stay here because we shouldn't just walk away.
We can't stay recording during Battery.
We can start off in the old magician's town where...
Is this where we see Hector eating the berries?
First off, Isaac.
I don't think mixed up.
Secondly... yes, but not yet. Because we start off with, weird. We see Fly's Eyes with a doll. Who's a pretty girl?
Yeah, we also see isn't we see the night creature eating dead night creatures?
Yeah, there's a few eating other night creatures that were probably decomposed or dead. We see they're actually digging graves. Yeah. We see they're actually rebuilding the city. Mm-hmm. Things that night creatures don't do.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Again, and then of course the whole Fly's Eye thing with the whole who's a pretty girl? Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Fly's Eyes? And even he, when he got spotted, he's just hey, I was told to do stuff like this, just signify. I'm gonna go talk to Isaac. Weird night creature makes weird sounds. No, I'm not taking the doll with me. I'm like, did that night creature just talk shit to him?
Yeah, I guess it can talk to each other.
But then he goes through the village. We see even more of this stuff, and we see Isaac sitting with the berries. And of course, Fly's Eyes is
the night creatures are fixing up the city, and he's just Master, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. He's like, of course, Isaac's like, hey, have a seat. So, what's on your mind? What the fuck are we doing? We literally are born to just, kill things.
Yeah, kill things.
You're giving us a second life so we can murder things. Why are we literally doing the exact opposite of that? And Isaac's like, okay, so let me level with you, okay? In technicality, night creatures are tools for the Forge Master, right?
Yeah.
So why would I not use the tools as I see fit? Or better yet, what if I decide I don't want to call you tools and I want to see you guys as, individuals?
Yeah, give you guys purpose and your penance for being up on land again.
Bringing back up from season 3 what Isaac had brought up with the captain about the Prophet Muhammad. He even brings up, one day all of hell will be emptied, and he also brings up that he as the Forge Master, he's starting to realize that that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's actually bringing them back for a second penance. Why would they have to be back on Earth just to fight and sin again and do penance under that? So why not? Everyone's like reason, their will, and everything like that. It's fluid. So why can't theirs? And as he's talking to Fly's Eyes, he's a very small but very significant thing. He keeps offering him a berry, and Fly's Eyes like, it's not meat. We can't eat it. He's like, it's not going to kill you. Try a berry.
Yeah.
And then the moment Fly's Eyes actually eats, I think it was a raspberry.
Yeah, it looked like a raspberry.
Like a black raspberry. He just eats it, and all of a sudden, all he could say is memories. Yeah, one tiny fruit made him remember a lot of remember things.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, yeah, would you like it? It's like, see, you didn't die from not eating meat. However, you remembered something like that. You see, everything's fluid. It's not all finite. It's all set in stone.
Yeah, he talks about how if their damnation would have been eternal, their penance can be eternal. Like, why can't your penance be eternal on Earth now that you're here?
Right.
You do something good, and this is a whole thing of like, but you can change them possibly. What's going on?
Right, yeah. And so, like, again, some things, but it's like, this is why, in the last episode, I told you throughout the entire series, this is why Isaac is my favorite, because he went from, fuck all humans, they need to die, to, maybe there's a little more to this.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, finally, let's like reading up my notes now. It's just like, yeah, I guess he is doing the opposite of what he said before. He is offering humans who he thinks are all pieces of shit penance as night creatures to do good. So it's like he's making up for his own things. Yeah,
as well as rebuilding a destroyed village so that other humans can go find it and be like, oh, we can settle here.
Yeah.
And of course, as after his conversation, Isaac goes to like a weird library kind of thing with a statue of the old magician, and kind of thinking out loud, talking to the magician kind of thing, like hey, things have changed. Maybe that's right. Before that, Fly's Eyes made an observation. He's like, you've changed, Isaac. Oh yeah, he doesn't call him like Master or anything, because Isaac's like, just call me Isaac. He's just like, yeah. And Isaac's just like, you know what? Maybe I am changing, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then he goes,
thinking about looking forward to the future as he maybe can fix things and more. Just like
right, because just a lot of things have happened. Maybe I can make a better future. Grabs a book, goes up to his room, and the transmission mirror, also known as Sir Mirror.
Yep.
Which at first he's like, what is this mirror? Does nothing. Sir Mirror. And who should be on the other side but our old friend Varney, who's like, hey, we're gonna take steps to revive Dracula. You want in? And Isaac's like, I've got my own shit to work on.
Yeah, I'm a little bit busy.
I'm busy. I'm not gonna worry about that. And of course, Varney's like, oh, your shit is more important than Dracula, bringing back your old friend and master Dracula. And Isaac's like, yeah. That's what I said. Now, if you'll excuse me, claps his hands twice.
Hangs up the phone.
As if like a fucking telephone, like a telephone you have to speak to, just claps his hands twice and is just like, Sir Mir, never let this one talk to me again until my mission's done. And even Marty's like, what the fuck? He hung up on me, the bastard.
So fucking funny. But now really we cut to one of the fucking dopest scenes in the whole season 4.
The camp, where it's starting to be like sunrise.
Yeah, she's Striga's still up doing notes and planning for what they're going to do for the camp, and Morana's just like, oh my god, really?
Well, no, Morana is actually taking off her boots like, please, for the love of God, don't make me do this ever again. You remember that time you said that you would have them carry me like I'm a princess? Please let them do that.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying, like, how much longer are we going to be out here doing this?
Yeah.
For Carmilla's weird plan?
Yeah, and then they actually start questioning that as well, because they're like, okay, Morana's like, I'm having some thoughts, and of course, in cute couple fashion, and by that I mean Striga is rubbing Morana's like foot, foot massage. Like, okay, what's going on?
And
it's like, okay, like this whole plan, we all agreed on it, right?
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be doing this forever if we keep doing this.
Yeah, the logistics of this are going to be an insane nightmare. It's going to last forever.
Yeah, it's literally going to last forever and ever because people are not going to just sit back and have this happen.
We're going to keep getting attacked by these idiots.
Wow, it's like a scheme. It's like the scheme had flaws, and they're trying to figure out these flaws. And as Striga is getting ready to have a conversation about this, an arrow goes through and gets hurt by a little bit of sunlight.
Rips a hole in the exposing sunlight on the Striga. She gets up being burned. She says, "Morana, get into my coffin." She's a gigantic coffin ready for her.
No, first it was, "I need to get into my coffin," and she's like, Morana's like, "That one? You never opened that one. What's in it? Daylight armor."
Yeah.
And it just... I'll get to that in a moment. But after she takes it out, she's like, "Morana, nothing's going to get through here. You're going in here now." Yeah. Pretty much.
And then we actually see her fucking straight up goddamn berserk armor.
Okay, look. And like, seriously, we're talking like... It actually kind of has, like, the points like the fucking berserk armor.
It literally looks like the berserk
She's
armor.
literally going berserk. Yeah. She literally has a giant-ass fucking sword that she can wield in
looking
one...
ass gigantic thing.
My whole thing, when I was rewatching these episodes for this, Guts did it first. Striga did it better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She did 100%. And even then, like, because we're not talking soldiers either. We're talking about random fucking farmers and stuff. Are just going in and attacking them in the daytime.
But that's not going to help.
Yeah, but when you see like Striga's like men, get your armor on and cover your skin, and they just and all of a sudden you just see as. I still love the scene where, like, Striga's just...
The animation is absolutely insane.
where we said it was really good in season, like, 3 with, like, the Seraph things.
Yeah.
This is, like, probably where it shines the best in all of it. Because
it's so cool. The armor itself is, like, this weird ember glass for the face and for the sword. Also, really cool aesthetic. And then she's just... absolutely chopping through horses and chopping through
like
people.
They're nothing.
Like Guts,
Oh my god! But then it cuts to Striga opening up the coffin.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, we won. And then she's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like she like fucking downed some wine at this point. She's like, you're right. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know how well. Because you're right. Because this is gonna last forever, and
this wasn't an army. They were just random humans attacking us, and this could go on forever.
Right there too. Yeah. Like we're in the middle of a field, which is not the best. Not necessarily the most ideal place to fight. And they weren't even soldiers. They were just people. I saw the fear in their eyes, but they were able to just keep coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might have a point, hun. And then as all this is happening, transmission mirror appears. Carmilla's face. Hey, Hector finally fucking did it.
Yeah,
come back
have an army. Come back quick.
We're gonna have an army now. Get back over here. And they're just like, okay. This is like, yeah. Targovishta, everyone.
Yay! Back to Trevor and Sypha.
Walking around.
Walking around a dirty city while everyone else is doing cool stuff. Just like, having them. They're like, okay, look at this. Like, they're like... hospital places right next to where their latrines are. They're just living in the dirt. There's no houses. No one's checked the houses for people. And then they see Zamfir kind of just like walking around with her hands behind her head, just like doop 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 doop, just like not doing anything. It's like,
just like refusing to help
these
everyone.
Fucking people. Like, what the fuck? This sucks.
Yeah, and then it's just like, you know what? No, it was even better because it's like, hey, we
didn't mention that the last episode after the two knights were killed. Trevor pulled out a little magical rune stone from one of the bloody guys.
Oh, we did not. Thank you. But thank you for mentioning that. Yes, because that is important.
He's kind of inspecting it, saying, "This thing looks something."
You are not going through those dead bodies. Of course not. Why would I totally do that?
Yeah. That whole funny gag.
Yeah, but then this one is just like, hey, are you guys ready to help out wonderful Targovishta? And it's just like, we are still going to look around and stuff, okay? And all of a sudden, it's just like, turns around and it's just like, just walk away. Trevor's just like, just walk away. Don't look back. Just keep walking, keep fucking walking.
Yeah, and then at this point, do they see Zamfir, like, trying to take equipment from someone?
No.
Trying to take stuff for that
what happens here is actually they find an abandoned house.
Okay, yeah.
And they finally... And remember in Season 3, when we had our talk, how you were talking about how they were just reacting constantly?
Yeah.
And how I said it was an important point?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They go into an abandoned house with a bed and everything. Sypha lights up everything. And, Trevor's like, we need to sit down. Look, for the past 6 weeks, almost 2 months, we've been doing nothing but reacting.
Yeah.
You and I both know that we do better when we actually sit down and talk about what the hell is going on. Yep. We need to actually stop, take some fucking time away from everything, and just fucking talk and figure this shit out. I'm like... They actually addressed this.
Yeah.
They actually, like in season 3, it's just like, story, this, blah, blah, blah. And then you brought that up. I'm like, that's very interesting that you said that.
Yeah,
because now they're just like, now they're just like, no. We need to stop that. We need to just sit down and talk. And Sypha's like, you're right. So, what's the plan? I think that's where the episode ends, actually.
Yeah, I believe so. If they don't talk to her about like what the fuck she's gonna do, or they just leave her. So yeah. They say, okay, we can't keep, being playing against other people's stories, and we gotta be active and do something for once, and it's like, oh, fucking finally.
Yeah, right? And because it was great, because you actually get to see, obviously, they had a good chemistry.
Yeah.
But it was very silly, kind of, but they still had something in season 3. In this one, you actually get to see a deeper, a deeper aesthetic to it, where they literally, even Trevor admitted, dude, we both work better when we sit down, calm the fuck out, and actually talk about what the hell is going on. I'm like, good. They're not just we're together because Castlevania reasons. No, they're actually a very functionally working relationship.
Yeah, and they're actually gonna start doing
probably the only functionally.
No, Murata and Striga seem pretty.
You're right.
They seem to be
Murata, they are very functional too.
Yeah.
I guess you could say Lenore.
Not really.
They
were very uneven dynamic.
They are, but at the same time, they're not, because it's literally a one-sided thing.
Yeah, it's very very uneven dynamic between those two. But it's it's the end of the season. They're finally doing something active. Finally, they pointed out that narratively they've been very reactionary to other people's cool stuff, which I'm glad. And it's just
I'm glad that they pointed that out.
Finally, yeah.
So right now, of all the things that you've seen in this episode, just this episode, because there were a lot of really good ones.
Of course,
there were a lot of really good moments. I'll call them. Which one was your favorite and why?
Come on, that's the dumbest question in the planet. Fucking Striga and the goddamn daylight armor is the coolest shit I've ever seen probably in this show.
You're right. That seems like a dumb question, but at the same time, I figured, but I didn't want to assume.
Of course, yeah. Because we did a whole episode about the fucking Golden Arc of Berserk. It's amazing animation. It's an amazing aesthetic. It's a great fun character that I like. It's just,
and by the way,
I can't wait to see her do it again and do more in that outfit and kick more ass.
And by the way, what Matt just said, we did a special on all of the Golden Arc trilogy. Watch that at your own risk, because we broke Chris. We broke our friend Chris.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No,
he wasn't as broken as we thought, but
of course,
he broke the fuck during watching that.
He understands why Guts' life is hell and continues to be hell. Yeah.
But surprisingly enough,
so good.
I love me a good Striga actually being the wild side of a war, not just the tactical side. But honestly, I kind of like the Isaac scene a lot more.
It was very, very interesting.
Of course, I've already sung this praise a few times, but Isaac is my favorite character in all of Castlevania. Yeah.
Like I said, I 100% agree with you. He's
and just the fact that he is literally having a philosophical question, a philosophical conversation with a guy who used to be a philosopher. In life.
And is now a demon.
Yeah. And where the demon was questioning, and now they actually have an understanding of how things can be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that kind of thing. Because with every, action-y, adventure-y thing, you gotta have a moment where you can actually ask better questions like that.
Yeah, it's literally what the captain told him. It's just why don't you teach them to be better? Is what he specifically said, and now he is doing that.
Yeah, he's doing exactly that. He's teaching them to be better than what their purpose, air quotes, is.
What they were before. It's very cool dynamic.
It really is. But you and I can both agree. You and I, the fucking arm clasp meme. Yeah, it's like, fucking Striga being fucking Striga.
being fucking dude, a vampire.
Best vampire. 10 out of 10.
Fucking ridiculous, yeah.
But now that we have all that out of the way, it's time to get to some even more interesting story plot stuff.
Yeah, we've checked in with a lot of people, but we got to check back in with another weird character now.
Another character. But we go to episode 4. You must sacrifice. Where we start off in Targovishta. And we start off, actually, with a person dumping their fucking piss bucket out the window.
Yeah, of course. Trevor and Sypha continue to walk around the city being like, this place is gross and sucks.
It's just like, well, you know what I think? What are you talking about? It's just another wonderful day in Shittown.
Yeah, this place is awful. It points out that, like, they have not done anything to bounce back from what the fuck happened, and it's just...
And this is when, as they're walking and talking about this is because Sypha's like, first off, you're horrible, Trevor. And Trevor's like, I didn't say I wasn't.
Yeah,
secondly, you're right. We literally have been just reacting. It's time for us to actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, look at these people. And you see her, like a pit, a fire pit kind of thing with a few people, and then like a few people with shovels. And Sypha's just like, no. You do not put those latrine holes there. They're too close to the people where they sleep. You're gonna get sick.
Yeah, of course.
And as she's like trying to organize this. This is when you see Zamfir being like, "Hey, we need this food for the underground court."
Yeah.
And no, how dare you? And it was just like, "Oh hell no!" Like I think she actually almost had a "Oh hell no!"
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's so good. Yeah, Sypha's great.
Dude, yeah. Well, see, and you know why? This is gonna be a very strange thing to say.
Yeah.
Because she's not white. Let's be real. If it was a white guy, it'd be like, no, absolutely no. See, I think she's kind of Hispanic in some way.
Sounds like it. So
well, that and just her accent.
Of course,
and everything like that. So she has like that kind of Latina sass going on, just like, oh, dude.
She's a fantastically written character, and I love her to death.
She really is. But yeah, she's even like, okay, listen here, you little shit.
Yeah,
you're literally taking more than they have to offer. You cannot have this fucking shit happen. And literally, like, tell Zamfir what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then after she has this, literally, just like, help people. Bitch the shit out of Zamfir. Immediately goes back to helping people. And what's Trevor doing? Just smiling, enjoying this because he's like, yep, this is the one I'm staying with for the rest of my life.
Yep.
But then he has a thought. Because as, they're talking about, defending and, like, getting everything organized.
Yeah.
He starts walking around on his own and he's like, if there's an underground court, there's catacombs. If there's catacombs, there could be things that have gotten here first.
Yeah.
Which means, and then, as if on cue, a wild night...
Oh, well, I don't think they got attacked yet.
It actually is kind of fluid like this because only one night creature comes out. And they, attack.
I know the one that... Oh, yeah, the one that puts the thing in Zamfir's shirt. I think that's next episode, isn't it?
No, that's in this one. It legitimately happens, like, right here, as this is all happening.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to Alucard. Or, sorry, mysterious man riding horse into a forest.
Oh, yeah, no, the thing with that's next episode.
What?
The night creature that comes out and attacks them and gets the thing.
I swear that was in this
episode. That's the next one. Yeah, no, this one it literally is
I jumped.
It's literally just like them talking to her saying, we gotta do something, and then they see her and it cuts there.
Well, I guess this is my time to jump ahead.
I know, yeah, because we go to Dynasty and we see
Alucard,
we see Greta preparing the townspeople and we see these weird crabmen attacking the walls.
Yeah, weird crab people who actually have boxing stances for some
reason.
reason.
They're really weird. Like, they're like the most bizarre creatures ever.
I honestly don't know if there's supposed to be a reference to something.
I don't know. There's really cool design, but they're like punching down the
walls and everything.
And then Alucard arrives with his cool ass sword familiar.
And there's this flashy like, look at me, I'm a badass, and I don't need to wave my hands or anything. Yeah, exactly.
It's a cool ass.
Look, Ma, no hands.
He's just like
kills them. And
very
then
coolly.
Greta, who is now introduced as Greta.
Yeah.
The village head woman.
Yeah, the head woman of the village says like, "Oh, thank you for defending us against these beasts." And we hear like she's like, "Hey, look, you guys needed some help." And then we hear like a toilet. It didn't hear a flush, but it was like practically might as well.
Actually, before all that, it was. By the way, just so you know, we literally just called you because you were the closest option. And as Alucard's getting ready to be like, hey, I'm going to help you, Greta's like, no, you listen here. It is like, look, you smell bad, you...
Stink of wine.
you smell like wine, you have things posted, you have freaking bodies on pikes outside your front lawn. You can't just come in here, be all flashy, and have like that suave, like, ooh, look at me thing. No. If you're gonna help, you're going to fucking commit. And Alucard's like, you done? And she's like, well, did it work? He's like, yep. He's like, okay, good, then I'm done. Then insert what should be a toilet flush, but it's not a toilet flush, because guess who decides to come and show his fucking face around here again?
Of course,
but Saint Germain. Yeah, apparently he's not dead.
Yeah,
or trapped in the infinite corridor.
Yeah, we actually didn't cut back to a flashback of his actual past we haven't seen before, of him introducing himself in multiple different ways to multiple different leaders. Just
like, at first it starts off as, yes, I am Saint Germain, this and this and this, and then you can see over time it's just like, I'm Saint Germain. I do whatever you need. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever you can.
And you just see him in like some kind of catacomby area where like a bunch of like poor people and stuff, and he eyes a actually very beautiful looking adventure type.
I think she's an adventure. I think he describes that later.
But then as he's just sitting there like, wow, just some drunkard goes to like accost her. Yeah, and he's just like, don't you do that, you frog shit. And immediately she turns around and just beats, like,
she breaks his hand, beats him up, and just like sends him like on his, like, just hilarious. And he's just like, oh.
And he introduced himself.
I'm Saint Germain. And we see like a whole montage of them getting along, going on dates, having fun, spending time together. And then eventually
actually talking about alchemy as well. And all of a sudden, like, because as they're like on their dates and whatever, talking about alchemy and all that stuff, he's like, I can't find the bloody book on the infinite corridor. Yeah. Cut to next scene where it's literally her holding the book and them like agreeing to go and travel. Cut back to him in the infinite corridor, like, take my hand. Yeah. Getting the stone. Cut then to after, the whole fight in I forget that town now. But where the night creature was, he's like, thank you both, I'll see you again.
Yeah, what was the name of that city? I can't remember.
Lyndhurst or something like that.
Lindenfeld.
Yeah, thank you, that one. Yeah. But either way, and then we finally get some new content now. Yeah. Because he's like, thank you both, I'll see you again. And then you see him in the corridor like that. Where the bloody hell is this place? And after a few more weird things, like a sphinx with a blood red moon and some other things, he actually gets back to that library and he walks in. And it's weird because gravity doesn't seem to have a hold in this place.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
He's like standing on a platform and he's going every which way. You'd like to think he would fall, but he's still stuck on it.
MC Escher stairs, like weirdness.
You see a weird hooded figure, and of course, at first he's like, "Hey, there you are, I'm here." And you just see a weird hooded woman with like sigils on her body, just like, it's you again. And he's just like, where? He's like, your friend, she left a while ago. So
yeah, but if you want to find her, you're gonna have to learn to control the infinite corridor.
Yep. And then she's like, questioning his ability to be an alchemist. Mm-hmm. She's like, you've lost sight of the path. And he's like, no, I haven't lost sight of the path. Asks him about, the actual questions about whether he still believes or not, kind of thing. Yeah. Like, what is alchemy? What is the purpose of it and everything like that?
Yeah, and you saw that you need to learn how to control the infinite corridor. And how did you see the thing do that before? It did that with a large number of sacrifices, and it learned to control the infinite corridor. Yep. And that's what you need to do.
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, you need to sacrifice. He's like, I have. She's like, no. You lost something. You didn't sacrifice. I'm talking about willingly sacrifice. Yeah. You need to sacrifice your sanity, your morality. You need to sacrifice pretty much your very soul to alchemy. You need to sacrifice.
Yeah, and you need to create the rebus.
Yep.
To a fusion of two souls and a body that's both female and male. And once you have the rebus, you'll be able to control the infinite corridor. And Saint Germain's like, I don't know if that's even the true alchemy anymore, or what the heck is up with that. The alchemist,
you want to see your friend again?
Yeah, you'll do it.
And he's like, yes, I would do anything for her. Good, now go and do the thing. In which case, you see him going around. Like, you see him acquiring a transmission mirror. You see him...
you see him attacking people, killing people.
Yeah, why couldn't you just I'm sorry, but when he killed that one old man, why couldn't you just help me? Look what you made me do. I'm like, yeah, you're a crazy person.
Yeah. We see him contacting vampires and
first after he gets the transmission mirror, you see him like writing his weird, like reading his little triangle thing.
Yeah.
And who should appear in the transmission mirror? Fucking Varney.
Yep.
You're gonna hear that a lot, by the way, in these
course.
episodes. Fucking Varney. He's like, oi, hey, want to bring back Dracula? I know a way to do it.
Yeah.
And then you see like him and then cut to like him and some other vampire, Dragon, I think his name is, just walking down, and he's like talking about like the plan and everything, and Dragon's like, what if, now hear me out, I fucking kill you and do it myself right now. And then Saint Germain's just like, oh, of course, Dragon of 1,000 deaths or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you could kill me, but you can't do it because you lack the smarts. You're not smart like me. You're not witty like me. Literally backhands a vampire. It's like, shut the fuck up. Do as you're fucking told. Like where Dragon's like, I'm going to murder you. And he's like, whatever. We're going to do this. Get back to work. You can kill me afterwards.
Yeah, and this is when he does eventually get to this town of Dynasty, as he's going to say, like, okay, we're going to figure out what to do. Does he know that he needs to get to the castle yet? He needs to be,
I believe...
Where Dracula died?
Yes, but I think somewhere along the line, he realized it because he's like, hey, after that flashback, he says, like, hey, so, Alucard, was it? Mm-hmm. Yes, Alucard. This is not a very defended place, is it? We might need to go somewhere safe, like, say, I don't know, just, off the top of my head, your castle. Yeah, Alucard seems very, like, against this at first. Like, but it's just like, Greta's like, actually, he's kind of right. We do need a better place. And we get a second wonderful Alucard moment where he just puts his head in his hand and is just like, and God shits in my dinner once again. Oh my God, I really am turning into Belmont. And then, end of episode.
Yep, end of the episode.
So, here's my big question for you.
Yeah.
Because really, once again, there's no like references to other Castlevania games. However, this complete and utter shift of Saint Germain. What were your initial thoughts on this?
I was surprised, but then I was just like, well, no, I thought he might have been a villain last season, so this is not entirely out of the realm of possibility, but it is unfortunate that he's, like, turning out to be shitty, but like, yeah, I'm not surprised 100%. Like, it's a very interesting arc for him now that, like, yeah, I guess because he was that desperate, he did all that awful stuff before to try to get his, like, love interest back. So it makes sense for him to continue down this. But also, I was gonna say, in regards to Greta and the city, did you get the reference, Ben?
Greta and what was the city called again?
Dynasty,
Greta. I should know this, but I'm not.
Hey, this Sypha and Trevor. There was an Alucard. There was one other person with them. What was his name? First and last name?
Grant.
What was his last name?
I don't know his last
Dynasty.
name. Wait, was Dynasty Grant's last name?
Yeah.
Well, not because I distrust you, but now I need to know this. Fill up the gap, will you?
Well, I'm saying you're the one who Googled something in the episode, but yeah, you could just look up Grant Dynasty and you'll be like, oh, this is Grant.
Oh my,
yeah.
You're wrong.
What is it?
It's actually Grant Dynasty. It's actually spelled Dynasty as well, but Dynasty being Dynasty because they did change it a little bit, but. Once again, I see your point. Okay, so Dynasty. See, the way you were saying Dynasty was the way that
the
like,
city's
threw
name
me off.
is the city's name.
Yeah, but it's literally a callback to the fourth member who's not in this.
Yeah,
Grant. Okay. Hey, I see what you're putting.
But yeah, they do also pronounce like in things where it's spoken, they do say it weirdly, like Dynasty or Dynasty or whatever the fuck his name is.
But yeah,
Greta I've heard is a reference to Grant Dynasty.
But there's that thing again, by the way.
What?
In season 3.
The Pirate of the Roads?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
In season 3, when Saint Germain went off on this tangent about alchemy, he brought it back up. The Rebus.
Yeah.
And now here, apparently, the Rebus is going to play an important part.
Yeah, we need the Rebus to control the Infinite Corridor now.
Yeah. The Rebus to have 2 souls into one body. That way we can have full control of the Infinite Corridor. So I'm just sitting here and I'm just like,
yeah, what the hell is the Rebus and why does that have to do with the Infinite Corridor? That's what my thing was.
Yeah, right. Never mind. That's for the last episode.
Of course. But
and now we have Greta.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of her so far?
Whatever.
Okay.
She's not a particularly interesting character. I don't think, but another person for Alucard to trust. And I'm just like, oh, are you?
Oh my God, here we go again. You know what happened the last 2 times?
Yeah, like seriously, dude, you're gonna fall for this again. But like, yeah, she seems very whatever on the level, village chief lady, just a new love interest for him, and I'm just like, all right, hope she does something cool.
And then of course, fucking Saint Germain, dude. Even a man who needs no introduction, because even Greta was just like, ugh.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, and that's why he wasn't in the town. He was wandering around being a weird goof, and everyone's just like, God, this fucking weird freak. It's
right.
Like, well, he's a weird guy, and he's very powerful, but he's also very suspicious. So they're right to not trust his ass.
But now this will get us to our final episode of this recording, where we go to episode 5. Back in the world.
We open up back in Dynasty City.
Sort of. Between Dynasty and
they're still setting up to leave. Like they're getting all the wagons and shit together.
No, they actually are on the road
left
already.
For last episode. Okay.
And of course, Alucard's guiding.
Saint Germain's asking a bunch of questions about the city, and Greta's trying to get along with Alucard, but just still being like.
Oh well, they're kind of awkward, but they are kind of getting along because they are talking about things. But Saint Germain is asking too many questions. Because that never is a negative thing.
Yeah, but also, like you said, shouldn't we travel in the morning so that night creatures can guess? And so, night creatures can attack in the day or night.
Yeah, they can attack day or night, and eventually they do have to. Yeah, they're controlled by vampires, so we travel like this before they get any orders.
Yeah,
and I forget what was said, but Saint Germain is still annoying Greta, and Greta is like,
he's just like, are you sure? This doesn't seem like a good idea to me. And then just what the hell, shut up.
Just shut the hell up and get the fuck back there. Saint Germain just backs off a bit.
Yeah.
And Greta's like, okay, something's not right about that man. I don't like him. And Alucard's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So you smell of magic.
Yeah.
That man reeks of it.
Magic, yeah.
And Alucard's like, well, what does it smell like? And she's like, with you, it smells like some kind of spices. With him, it just smells like rotting. It's like festering. And Saint Germain's like, I can still hear you. And what you literally just discerned was he could use soap. And I literally lived in a place where I had to fight the chickens for water. And she's like, yeah, and apparently you were failing that. But then night creature attack.
Yeah, some weird spider dragon looking weird freak assholes.
Yeah, weird spider pustule things with human faces kind of thing. That
I was gonna say, reminded me of. Do you remember the 2 metahumans in the episode of Young Justice when they went to the one where they were framing the bugs on New Genesis? There were 2 metas that were being used by the guy impersonating Orion.
Okay.
They look like the one of the pustule ones look very similar to these monsters. Except
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, that is actually a very good reminder.
Yeah. But they're weird freak monsters with spider webs.
I never even thought of that. Sorry, I was trying to compare who you were describing to these spider things, and it's like, you're absolutely right. They do kind of remind of that.
But yeah, they're these 2 weird, or there's this one weird spider monster that kind of webs people up, and they finally. Alucard manages to defeat it, but then another one pop up immediately.
No, they kill the one, and then it cuts to them traveling again, where Greta's like, wow, I can see why you're kind of messed up. I mean, I've never once had a man and a woman lover trying to murder the shit out of me. Wait a minute. Nope, I was wrong.
Yeah.
The man's husband, man's wife tried to fucking murder me with a pitchfork.
Yeah, he mentioned Suma and whatever.
Sumi and Taka.
I know, I keep getting their fucking, the weird kanji, their names mixed up for some reason. But yeah, those 2, and then she explains, I had a boyfriend and a girlfriend once, but then the boyfriend's wife tried to kill me, and it's just they're just getting along being silly, and then the spider monster attacks.
And then not only a spider monster, but this one even more.
Yeah.
And a few other ones of not really just interest, but they start attacking. They start attacking.
I think we cut to another. They cut back to the.
Well. With the second one with the attack.
Yeah, I think it stops.
It's like it's like they die and Greta's like, look, I know you're all scared, but look, they're just animals. Pick up your arms and fucking fight.
Yeah, and they actually do start fighting them back, which was very, very cool. And
then it cuts back. It cuts to like another spider one, and a few more things until they. I was gonna say. I think after a few fights, it just cuts back to they're not at the castle yet, but it does cut to Carmilla's castle.
Yeah. Their thing was like intermittently between the other two storylines in this episode.
Right, but then we go to like Carmilla's castle where Hector has a dead body, and he's just like, "Are you guys fucking serious right now?"
Yeah.
Because the dead body has an arrow in his eye, and he's just like trying to jostle it out. And Lenore's just like, "Why don't you just break the arrow?" He's like, "Would you want to wake up after being dead for a while with an arrowhead in your eye?" Come on, Lenore.
Yeah,
and after he like actually pulls the arrow head like, and everything,
she's grossed out.
She's very grossed out. And then she's like, Hector looks at the other two guys bringing in the bodies. Now next time, use this thing that's called a brain. With the next one that you bring to me. And Lenore's just like, I want you to understand that I find this whole blasphemous thing like atrocious and everything. And Hector's just like, okay, what? Something's wrong. You're gonna talk to me. She's like, she looks and sees like two guys getting ready to work. No. You guys stay out there now.
Yeah,
and then Hector's like, outside.
She's like, okay, what's up?
And
she's like, Carmilla's a little unhinged. She's
a little unhinged, and he's like, well, we all knew that. She's like, shut up. She's like, hush, hush. No, she's actually, I think I made her mad because I think her ambition's getting a little too big.
Yeah, she like told me her plan last time I talked to her, and she's trying to take over the world now, and I think she might be a little crazy. And also, what would be the point of me, a diplomat, in a world where like she controls everything? I'm not sure she's on the level.
Yeah, and then exactly, like right there, a big thing that Hector motherfucker, that Hector is just like. Oh, really? Is she's like, I think Carmilla lied to me, and Hector's just like,
yeah.
You don't say.
Like how Dracula lied to me, huh? And she's just like, shut up, Hector.
She's just like, grr. And then they have more talking and stuff like that. But yeah, so back to the group,
the traveling thing where they continue to get attacked by more monsters and
stuff. But then they actually get to the castle, and Saint Germain's just like, oh my god, like like if the camera panned down a little bit more, you could have seen the boner. He was
just like, this place is so beautiful, and Greta's like, this place is ugly as hell,
ugly as sin. Bad things happened here, and Alucard's like, that's my home. I grew up here.
Yeah.
Well, that certainly explains a lot now, don't it? And of course, Dracula's just like Dracula, motherfucker, what is wrong with me in this episode? Alucard's just like, welcome to my home. And Saint Germain's like, wait a minute, that's the Belmont Hold as well. And Alucard's like, yes, it is. And he's just like, oh my god, It's like, cool, let's start getting these people ready and stuff.
Yeah.
Back to
this is the Tarkovsky scene we described last episode.
Yeah, with the food and the
with her going around saying like, okay, this is how this works. You guys, Zamfir, you can't keep being an asshole. These people need help, and you're just taking stuff from them for this court that they never see. Like, what the hell's the deal with that? And then he's like, you guys didn't even clear out these buildings. There could be night creatures in here. And then bam, one of the like. What's it called, like bat-looking ones?
Yeah, one of the weird bat-looking ones. Yeah. Like one of the standard ones.
Vargas-looking things just pops out and attacks them, sticks some kind of weird needle into the back of Zamfir's shirt, and just like they finally just take it down really easily, stab it in the mouth with like a weird ice thing, and just like, well, are you okay, Zamfir? She's just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm
fine. I think you guys don't worry. Let's get back to Targo Vista.
No, does she like say like, I think now you guys are ready to see the Night Court? Or
that's next episode.
Okay.
Wait, no. Oh, actually, I don't know. Anyway, we'll fix it in the next episode if we remember.
But yeah, the last scene of the thing is back with Isaac once again,
and Isaac's like, Isaac's all like, hey, so I had one goal, one ambition, and that has evolved. I don't care about revenge now. It's all about conquest. And you just see the mirror just go straight to fucking Styria.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, this is going to get big.
Yeah, we're about to kill everything you can, but leave Hector for me.
Yep. And then, this is pretty much where it ends.
That is the end halfway through the season, as things are finally about to pop off halfway through the season.
Right, indeed.
About time. Good episode break. I was saying, finally some things are happening with everyone's plot lines. They're moving forward, and people are doing stuff, and it's just finally great.
Yeah, so here's my big question for you.
No?
One of my many questions, but... So, what are your thoughts so far on all of this insanity?
As much as I love that they did lampshade the fact that, the Trevor and Sypha are just kind of reaction to people, they are still, once again, they feel very removed from everyone else's plot lines, so much, still. But I am invested to see what they finally do when they start supposedly acting forward and doing stuff, because, Zemfyr's a weirdo, and, appropriately a fucking huge weirdo, but then, Isaac's plan is finally going forward. Hector's finally convincing Lenore, Carmilla's fucking crazy, and also everyone's going against Carmilla now. So I'm worried about her. But
Why?
Also, we've barely seen her. We've also barely seen her this season, except for the scene where she was freaking out. Yeah, of course.
Well, dude. I mean, you know why she doesn't have much going on here?
Yeah.
Because seasons 2 and 3 happened. That's why.
Yeah, she was actually the most leading person doing anything in the last 2 seasons. But she's barely been in the season so far, but she was still one of my favorite characters from season 2. I think she was my favorite in season 2.
Yeah.
And so, Isaac's finally about to pop off because it's about to go down with him. I'm looking forward to the next half of the season much more than his first half. But
yes.
But I think that this first half was a little bit more action packed than the first season of the last season was.
Yeah. See, season 3 was more talking with some action.
All build up,
This is definitely action with a little less talking, but it's still a good balance.
Absolutely, I love it.
But yeah, so just any questions you have that are not answered?
Well, I mean, really.
No. These are obviously hypothetical. We're not gonna answer.
Of course, I would say I can't wait to how's the attack that fucking that Isaac's gonna do gonna work? Fucking what the fuck is Hector gonna do? Why is everyone turning on Carmilla? What the fuck is going on with the city? Why did he put that weird little green needle in the back of Zemfyr's shirt? What the fuck is up with Zemfyr? There's a ton of stuff still going. Questions about what the fuck is happening. Saint Germain's plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saint Germain's plan was very worrisome as well. Yeah. Because we found out that he's a fucking madman.
Yeah, he's absolutely crazy. That's also all the setup feels like that's another thing I'll say ahead over season 3. Feels like there's a lot more setup more clearly halfway through the season in this episode too, which I'm more hyped to see where that goes.
Right.
So yeah, I'm fuck yeah, dude, keep going, show, you're fucking awesome.
Yep. And who'd have thought that we only have 5 more episodes?
Yeah, then we're done with the series until whatever. Well, we'll talk about what's future for this world later.
Until the next one that I'm not going to tell you until the end of the next episode.
Yeah, we can't discuss anything about the future of the series, but I do love the series a lot, and I love the pure, insane, beautiful action of it, and the tone is
dude,
great.
They did a fantastic job with
Absolutely.
it so far. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm very hyped for where this is going to go for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah. Well, I once again do not have any shameless plugs.
Okay.
But you, Mr. Shameful, have all the shameful plugs.
Forgotten Minotaur King, buy the book. There's no audiobook because it's a free podcast in the exact same location you're listening to this. Listen to the podcast. It's free. What else is there? Forgotten Minotaur King, Matthew Lowe's podcast Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, Gmail, and then fucking check out my goddamn other podcast, Movie Garbage. It's fucking great. And Perna on Mars, Mysteries of Indignia should be going by now. Hopefully, who knows? It's just to motivate me to keep writing it. Yeah, man, check out my stuff. It's awesome. Hopefully, my bro will have some more stuff for the future.
Hopefully.
All right, so wrap this episode up for now.
I guess. I mean, there's nothing else to do unless you have any final thoughts.
No, I'm good. We'll have final thoughts next episode because that's gonna be a big episode. So,
but yeah, so from us here at Action Toon Bros headquarters here in Miskatonic University, from us to you, we want you all to just keep it sleazy.